Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Who are these people?
Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
Don't be rude.
Who are these people?
Who are these people? Welcome back.
Woo!
Welcome back. Well, this is Pro Wrestling Talk. It's the first time in once in the last month we've done an episode, but
2 weeks ago we did one. So March. Yeah.
So we did one episode last month. This is the first one this month, so
we'll do the second one next week, and then we watch WrestleMania.
And we can't do one the week that WrestleMania at all because it's WrestleMania weekend.
It's WrestleMania weekend.
One night. Not just one night. Like back in the day, it's like one night or one afternoon when it aired, and that was it. You know, you were free on Monday usually. You had to go to work on Monday, so it's like.
Yeet.
Why is that so low?
I have no idea.
Or whatever.
Turn that up. Okay.
But yeah, this week we got.
Now, if my mic is off, it's not my fault. This is the one out in my office, not a headset.
That sounds a lot better. Yeah, so it's like. So yeah, we're good, ready to go. So let's see. This week, WrestleMania is 2 weeks away. The CM Punk Roman Reigns build has been great. You know, no issue. Again on Raw, you know, CM Punk beat up Roman Reigns, put him through a table. Table spots are getting a little old. 2 weeks in a row now with a table spot, but whatever.
Well, it seems like they're doing a table spot every week. You know, like every episode of Raw, every episode of SmackDown, there's some kind of ball shot or table spot.
So Roman put Punk through a table first, and then this past Monday, Punk got him back and put him through a table, and then and then after the show ended, because this didn't air, Punk started yelling and screaming at a Roman Reigns fan and gave him the finger.
Yeah, I saw that. And I was just like, hey, I don't like Roman Reigns, so
and then he did the jack off sign, and he's like, hey, fuck you, buddy. The marquee says wrestling, not cinema, you fucking idiot.
Bam! See? Punk's throwing on me. That's why. Yeah, this ain't the fucking cinema. Excuse my language, but I mean, this ain't the cinema. You know, Roman Reigns go do your stupid movie and go be a movie star, while CM Punk will be the wrestler. You know, the thinking man's wrestler or whatever. I agree. Yeah.
So
like I said, CM Punk, he's growing on me. I don't know why. Damn it, he got me. Just like, yes, CM Punk. Yeah. He's growing on me too. LA Knight is growing on me too.
Oh, geez, this WrestleMania build overall, that's been great. But overall, and the Oba Brock build has been great too. No issues with that either. But overall,
did you hear the new allegations allegedly against Brock Lesnar from Miss Grant?
No, I haven't paid. I did see there were new allegations, but I didn't pay much attention to them because.
Oh, well, let me enlighten you. Apparently, he showed himself to her as well. I think Terry Reynolds said he showed himself to her.
He's
got a really big problem. Look, Brock, come here. Come over here. Come close. Brock, nobody wants to see your junk, okay? Except for your wife.
That's why I said I would believe that, because when he first started in WWF, or WWE rather, because he started in WWE, but he exposed him. He exposed himself to Terry Reynolds, and Brock was up and coming then, and Vince was giving him a push, and I forget who, but somebody in the locker room, might have been, I forget who, said, just don't sell it. He's like, oh no, I won't, but but still, I mean, it's like that was back in those times where that was expected. If you were a female in the locker room, guys would expose themselves to you or harass you.
Nobody wants to see your junk. Keep it in the pants. I mean, if I'm your wife, that's one thing, but Sable is married to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. They've been married for a long time. And so I was surprised that they're still together after all these years. But
she must have a heart of gold, because I'll tell you what, someone tells me that my husband exposed themselves to some other woman, I'd be cutting the thing off. We're like, look, this is mine. I look at it. Or otherwise, why did you marry me? Though I do think Rena, and I know I've heard she's had a very big heart. Rena is a very nice person, but not when it comes to Mark Merrow. She really did him in. He was really in love with her.
Yeah.
And she went off and cheated with Brock. So, I mean, what goes around comes around. Sorry.
So that's also Vince allegedly passed Grant around to other talents, not just to Brock, but other talents had their turn with her too. Doesn't say who in the amended lawsuit, but it said other WWE talents, had their turn with her, not just Brock. So
right.
That's why I wonder who those talents are. I mean, it should be interesting if she ever comes out with allegations like, "Oh yeah, it was John Cena." I don't think so. John wouldn't be. I don't think John's that type of guy, but. Or who was in the locker room those days? It was 20 years ago. So no, 10 years ago.
Kurt
This
Angle.
happened recently. No, this happened recently though, because Janelle was there like 8 to 10 years ago. So it's a recent in the talent.
Yeah, I don't really know. All I know is that, like, literally, there's new allegations that I saw allegedly, and I saw something about Brock Lesnar exposing himself to her. She was even maybe passed around to him. I went, ooh. I mean, I know he likes to watch her pee and everything. I'm like, oh, come on.
That's another allegation up there.
If I were Rena, I'd be kicking his ass. And his clothes would be on the lawn, like, get your ass out of here. You like I said, you should only be exposing yourself to your wife. Brock's got problems. He's got real problems. Everyone thinks he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, and he ain't nothing. I never saw the big hype in Brock. Sorry.
Let's see here. What else?
I know Kurt saw something in him, but I didn't see it.
All right, so that's Brock and Olba's been fine. I mean, Brock, they did the big stare down, and eventually Triple H came out to stop it. Well, they had it eventually didn't actually have violence this week on Raw, at least, but there's still 2 weeks before Mania, so I would expect.
Oh
Brock
no, that pesky wrestling again.
Yeah. So but this whole, like, let's see. So now they're going to involve celebrities. I think it was either on Raw or SmackDown this week. They booked a 6-man tag. I think it's LA Knight and the Usos versus Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and that streamer. What's his face? The one that got speared by Braun Strowman.
iSpeed?
Yeah, I Show Speed, him. So
I Show Speed.
Tag.
Okay.
Yeah, the one who got speared by Braun Breaker at last year's Rumble, 2025. He nearly killed him. But so there's a 6-man tag booked for Mania. So LA Knight's kind of stuck in that, so the celebrity match basically.
Oh, man.
Celebrity matches at least.
I mean, he's really punishing him for screwing up. What was that?
Money in the Bank. It seems.
Money in the Bank, yeah. But I mean, again, he was going to lose that match anyway. So yeah, I'd botch it too. But I don't think LA Knight did it on purpose.
Behind that. No, there's no logic behind that. Hunter was like, well, I mean, that's supposed to be for you. That was your moment, man. Come on, you got to, step up. And I'm like, but he lost. He was going to lose anyways. It wasn't like if it was his moment, he's going to win and he fucked it up. That's different. He has the briefcase, but it looked like shit. That's different. But no, he was going to lose anyways. So what's the point? It's like you're mad at him for no reason.
You're mad at him for, for botching it, but yet he was going to look like a sissy anyway. He lost. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me either.
Yeah, so I just don't think Hunter really likes LA Knight too much. It's more like, he's over. Fuck, I gotta use him somehow. I don't want to use him, but
Everyone
he
loves
over.
him, and he grows on you. I know
Yeah.
that. LA Knight grows on you. But it's like, come on, Hunter, enough is enough. You were punished once, and then you got your reign of terror, so let it go. LA Knight made a mistake. It happens. How many mistakes and botches did you do, Triple H? Probably a lot.
So let's see. So LA Knight stuck in that match. Then I'm sure they're going to do something with Jelly Roll at WrestleMania because he had a match on SmackDown 2 weeks ago against some job guy and beat him. So it's like he's definitely going to do something at Mania physical. Even I'm not sure if he has a match or he's going to have some sort of altercation with the wrestler he gets to beat up. I don't know, but he's definitely going to do something at Mania. So Sami Zayn won the U.S. title. The fans are booing him now because it's so painfully obvious what he's doing. It's like Sammy's politicking himself into Mania, even though he had no reason to be on Mania this year because he wasn't even scheduled. And then all of a sudden he's the U.S. champion, and now he's booked against Trick Williams at WrestleMania for the U.S. title.
I mean, if the fans are gonna boo him, then turn him heel, just like Cross was talking about. Yeah. The devil, and I saw Karrion dancing with a couple of kids. That was so cute. He's gonna be such a great dad. Well, if he ever decides to become a dad, him and Elizabeth is her name, or Scarlett, I should say. But if him and Scarlett ever decide to have a child, he's gonna be great. It was so cute. He's just like dancing with the little kids. I was like, what a big kid. That was cute though.
Yeah, so now Sammy's a U.S. champ for no reason.
Yeah, come on. I mean, just turn him heel. It was
obvious.
Heel.
But we know that Sammy politicked his way to the U.S. title because it's supposed to be obviously Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams have history from NXT, so that would have been the match. But instead, here comes Sami Zayn to politic his way to the WrestleMania card to win the U.S. title. So now he's in the card against Trick Williams instead of Carmelo Hayes. So it's like, am I a fan of Carmelo Hayes? No. I mean, he's just he's a good athlete. Guy. He could do the moves, but ultimately,
he's a middle card job guy. Let's be real.
I just don't see him. He doesn't like a pro wrestler. He looks just more like a good athlete that.
He's just a filler match. He's those filler match guys, right? They just fill the matches with a bunch of guys you never heard of before.
Anyways, they stuck Trick Williams with some rapper. So now he aligned himself with some rapper heading to the match at Mania. So I guess the rapper's going to help him win the U.S. title. Great. I'm definitely not looking forward to that shit. Let's see.
I mean, they always do this. They did this back when, in WCW when they wanted, basketball stars and Dennis Rodman and Karl Malone and Jay Leno and David Arquette. They made David Arquette fucking champion, even though he was an actor, because Vince Russo thinks that anybody can do wrestling.
David Arquette felt so bad about that he got back into wrestling in his 50s in order to show the fans that he can actually wrestle and it wasn't just a joke.
That anyone can wrestle. That was Vince Russo's idea. Anyone can wrestle, even actors.
Yeah, Arquette felt so bad about that. He got back into the business in his 50s in order to prove that, look, I can go, let me, I'm not a joke, I'm not just somebody got the belt because I'm an actor, so he felt so bad about that run that he's like, I think he may have even given the money away. He donated the money he made.
To two charities, but I'd forgotten what they were. Yeah, they talked about that.
Yes,
it was WCW Blunder or something.
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed. Yeah, well, one thing I've noticed about David Arquette, though, about the whole WCW thing, is that no matter how many episodes or how many people talk about, the NWO and stuff, and how the NWO kind of like kicked themselves in the ass. I mean, because they split it up and then they brought it back together, and you're like, what the fuck's going on? I thought everybody was like, what? What's going on? Because I was a big fan of the NWO, especially when Kurt went in. Okay. Yeah. Now, like I was saying today in my, when I recorded my show it's not coming out till May, but, what I didn't understand was how Kurt went in. See, I thought the whole Four Horsemen angle didn't make any sense. because they started with him joining. Okay, so he wouldn't join the Four Horsemen. I get that. Okay, he wouldn't join, but he would help Ric Flair out. You know, if Flair said, "Be my partner," okay, yeah, I'll be your partner, or whatever. But I'm not a Four Horseman. So they had the whole thing with Arn Anderson and just coming out, take my spot. And Kurt, if you look at Kurt's face, it doesn't match the response. Okay, he's like looking at it like, I don't want to do this. Okay, fine, I'll join your stupid, you know. But it's like he gets talked into it 2 weeks before at Fall Brawl, and then what I would have done is Kurt become a member of the Four Horsemen. Okay, yes, I will become a Four Horseman, whatever. And then have everybody be like, oh, he's a Four Horseman. And then when he turns out on him at Fall Brawl, oh, that bastard, he really, you got to gain the trust. You got to tell a story. I didn't think they told a story. All they did was come out and kiss the ass of Arn Anderson.
Well, I don't know why they rushed it, but they obviously rushed it because it wasn't really well thought out and well planned out. So it was more like, fuck, we need some more members of the NWO. Let's just flip Kurt and put him in the NWO. It's what it seemed like. That's all they were thinking, So
right. And I get that part, but every episode I've ever watched of like people who shouldn't have been in the NWO, like Virgil or Vincent, not Virgil. He was called Vincent. Vincent should have been in. I get that. Horace Hogan shouldn't have. They shouldn't have turned Bret Hart. They shouldn't have turned Jeff Jarrett. The Harris brothers. What the hell are you doing? It didn't make any sense because Hall and Nash were gone. Hogan was gone. Well, then just end the NWO. Just end it.
Yeah, the NWO should have died at Starrcade '97 when Sting beats Hogan clean for the belt. It didn't happen that way. I mean, we can go over that history another time, but it should have ended
talk about
then.
That all night.
So if when Sting beats Hogan clean, that should have been the end of the NWO, and you have a new era of WCW.
Or even
instead, it didn't happen that way.
Right, and I agree with so Hogan loses the belt to Sting at Starrcade. Then Bret comes out, and he's the new leader. Or even Kurt comes out, and he's the new leader of the NWO. That would have been so cool. And you're like,
you wanted to continue it.
They want to continue that storyline. They could go anywhere with it, with either Bret or Kurt, or maybe both, as as the leaders of the NWO. And then Hogan could go back to his yellow and red because again, the NWO was starting to get stale by Starrcade. So I mean, it might as well have made a new leader. Like I like that suggestion and flip them.
So, Hogan drops the belt clean to Sting. Didn't happen that way, but listen to the scenario. He goes away for a while, makes movies, whatever he wants to do. Kurt and or Bret take over the NWO, and then eventually Bret maybe becomes WCW champion, maybe even Kurt. I don't know. Depends how you want to work that out. But within 6 months or a year, here comes the red, yellow, and blue Hulk Hogan. Fans go nuts for him. He's back, and here you go. You have your feud. You have your Bret and Hogan feud, or Bret and Kurt feud. But of course, Hogan probably would have put neither of them over. But at least
there's a lot of politicking going on behind the scenes, and of course, Hogan had that clause where he gets the creative,
Yeah, so Hogan
power.
did this a lot in WCW.
That doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah, yeah, especially because it was Hogan, and that was more Bischoff's fault.
Yeah,
but every episode I see has never ever said, "Oh, Kurt never should have been in the NWO." Blah blah blah. He wasn't a good member. No, they all agree that Kurt should have been in it. How they did it, I just don't agree with. I would have made him make him join the Four Horsemen when he first comes in, instead of that. Well, I guess you could have the feud with him and Paige, Diamond Dallas Page, who I didn't like, but. I didn't like DDP. I didn't. Sorry, I couldn't get into the Diamond.
He started in wrestling. He had his first match like 35, so he got really late into the game. He started actually getting in the ring. So it was.
And I heard that Kimberly, the gentleman I was watching, I don't remember his name, or it was just called WCW Blunder or something. But anyway, I was watching it, and he said that Kimberly Page was like a. Well, according to Bobby Heenan, he was reading Bobby's book, like word for word, reading Bobby's book, and like he's like, yeah, Kimberly wouldn't talk to you unless she thought you were somebody. Like unless she wanted to, she wouldn't talk to you. I'm like, whoa, bitch alert.
Yeah, it's like
he didn't like the Nitro. Bobby Heenan didn't like anything in WCW. He thought WCW was awful.
yeah, well,
It was a bad time for him. Mm-hmm.
Well, at least he was able to get his neck surgery finally once he got that job.
Yeah, and then Brian Pillman like really scared him because he says that he thought it was a fan grabbing him. He didn't know it wasn't even. He didn't even know it was Brian Pillman grabbing him.
Because
and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Brian was doing the loose cannon gimmick, so nothing was scripted with him. So he came out and did crazy shit all the time. So Hogan, Heenan didn't know. He didn't know, so that's why when he grabbed him, he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" or something like that. He's like, "Oh, it's Brian."
And Brian was like, I'm so sorry, Bobby. I just kind of wanted to. He's like, no, that's him and Brian never had a beef or anything after that. Even after the whole thing, he said in his book that him and Brian, he didn't know. He thought a fan grabbed him.
Yeah, that's why
he's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing? You can't grab me!" The fans weren't supposed to grab him.
Yeah, if you guys
we all know that there was a fan that climbed the cage to get into, try to save Roddy Piper.
If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Ultimate Warrior broke Bobby Heenan's neck, and he spent years like that because Vince didn't give him health insurance, so he couldn't have surgery. He got to WCW, became an employee. He got the first thing he did, got the surgery. So it's like, at least he got his surgery, but that's the only positive from WCW. I read that book. He's like, ugh.
Oh, I'm going to have to buy it. I tried to look for it on audible.com.
You didn't find it?
I didn't find it. I'm sorry. I looked for it. I really did.
Must not be there, yeah.
Well, the one thing I did see on audible.com, and this has nothing to do with wrestling, is they are doing a new rendition of Harry Potter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And guess who is Dumbledore? Who does the voice of Dumbledore?
I don't know.
Hugh Laurie. Do you know who Hugh Laurie is?
Oh, of course. I mean, he was in House. He did his House for years.
House. Yeah, he does the voice of Dumbledore now. Oh. So if you ever want to go on audible.com, check that out. I heard 30 minutes of it. They give you like a 30-minute free, you can listen to it. And I went, holy shit, that's Hugh Laurie. And it is.
Wow.
I didn't recognize anyone else, but I was like, oh, that's Hugh Laurie. I forgot he was from Britain. Because in House he has the American accent.
American accent, yeah.
Yes. Have you ever seen he had a show back in the 80s with Stephen Fry. I think it was called Fry and Laurie.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, him and Stephen Fry, you'll have to look it up. I'm not really sure. You'll have to giggle it, as my dad says. You'll have to Google it. But he had a show, him and Stephen Fry. They would do a comedy show, kind of like Benny Hill. It was kind of like a rendition of Benny Hill. It was funny, though. It was a really funny show. I did see some of it. It's very dry. If you know British humor, you have to understand British humor is very dry. Okay. Because my dad and I used to watch, when I was younger, two British shows. Are You Being Served, which I absolutely loved and adored. And Last of the Summer Wine. I tried to get into it. It's kind of stupid, but it does. If you watch it a couple times, it does make sense. And I think I had both, but I think I got rid of the Last of the Summer Wine because I wasn't watching it. But some of the actors who were on Are You Being Served are actually on later versions of Last of the Summer Wine.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. For anyone who's looking for British comedy trivia. Okay, anyway, back to wrestling. So, yes, I have not seen anything about Kurt. Kurt shouldn't have been in the NWO. No, he should have been. And everyone agrees that Kurt made the NWO cool. Him and Rick Rude. Brian Adams, maybe. But they didn't I guess the WCW blunder guy didn't understand like why they would have like a NWO team. Because like I said, when they split it, it made no sense. Now they have the Wolfpack now, which was cool because people cheered the Wolfpack. They wanted to cheer the Wolfpack because it was cool. It had Luger, it had Sting, it had, eventually Diamond Dallas Page, I think.
I think so. Yeah, they were. I know Nash was one of the leaders because Hall turned on him and joined joined Hogan's Black and White. So
right. So did Dusty.
So
I didn't understand why Dusty joined. I think Dusty joined just because he wanted to. He turned on Kevin. He turned on Zbyszko actually, because it was Hall and Zbyszko, and Dusty came in and attacked Zbyszko and helped Scott Hall. People didn't understand why Dusty would do that though.
Dusty wanted to be on TV, I guess. I don't know. I mean, that's the only reason why
he didn't wrestle anymore. But he turned on Larry Zbyszko. Yeah, and it kind of made sense at the time. I liked seeing Dusty in the NWO. I thought that was pretty darn cool. I'm like, hey, it's Dusty Rhodes. I like Dusty. So when they had that NWO, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, the big All-American son of a plumber babyface is now all of a sudden heel, so that's why it was like disconcerting at first, but he was pretty good at it, I thought.
It's a special it was on Peacock, and you could check it out. I don't know, they may have it on WCW. They have something like a 2-part series for the NWO. You'll have to check it out. I don't remember what it's called right now. I think I only grabbed it because I thought it was the same one where they had Joe on, who was talking about Kurt when he joined the NWO. Because he said he would make him watch it over and over again. Hey, let's watch that again. I'd be like, I saw it 5 times. But I do like watching Kurt go to the NWO. I thought it was cool. Because he sells the next night on Raw, after he turns on Flair, he gets hit in the head with the bottle, remember?
Yeah,
Doink. And Kurt just sells it like, I just got hit in the head with a bottle. That's called heat, baby. That's called heat. They really hated him after that. I mean, he literally hurt. I don't know if he hurt Flair on purpose, but he shut the cage door just right. Because, I mean, Flair was going to come off or go off the show anyway. So it was going to be Ric Flair was going to leave the show and didn't come back till whatever he was doing. I mean, he would come back eventually at Halloween Havoc because it was Kurt and Ric Flair at Halloween Havoc. So you had that little feud. I mean, he didn't stay away for long. Even though I think Ric Flair was supposed to stay away for at least a couple of months. At least?
I don't know. I think so. Well,
okay. Well, it didn't make any sense, but anyway, he shut the cage door on him, and he didn't come back till Halloween Havoc. Then it was Kurt versus Ric Flair at Halloween Havoc, and then at World War III for the U.S. title, and and then it was supposed to be a cage match at Starrcade, but something happened where Flair got hurt. I think he hurt his ankle at World War III.
Oh, well.
Because he was not in World War III. Kurt was in World War III, but he had his leg all taped up.
So, that's... Let me get back to WrestleMania because
we always go on a tangent.
Minutes.
we always go on a tangent.
Before Alex comes back on. So, then the night one main event, I would assume, the Cody Randy thing, it was fine until all of a sudden they pigeonholed and threw Pat McAfee in this thing for no reason. I'm not sure you've seen the clip or not, but
yes, I did. On X, I saw the clip.
Yeah, I had to go watch it.
And then he just kind of kicks him. I'm like we didn't see that coming.
Yeah,
what
I'm like, what? Wait. So they're doing this whole telephone phone angle. Randy's talking to somebody on the phone for like 3 weeks. And initially, they said Randy said wrestling has more than one royal family, and I was like, okay, we're somebody important in the business. I don't know who, but it's somebody important. So we speculated Ted DiBiase Jr. or something like that because he has history with Randy. He has history not sure if Joe has history with Randy. I know Cody and DiBiase Jr. does. Oh yeah, Randy beat Joe a whole bunch of times, but that's only history they have.
Yeah, well,
But,
Joe wasn't really treated very nicely. Michael
Yeah.
McGillicuddy, I mean,
Yeah, then that wasn't
what
good.
the hell?
So yeah, I thought it could be a McMahon, not Vince, but Shane or Stephanie maybe, or somebody in that ilk, somebody important. No, it turns out apparently Pat McAfee is a part of wrestling royalty. I don't know. I don't know why they went
And
with
how
Pat
many
McAfee.
generations is he? He's only first generation. There was no
Yeah,
McAfee Jr. in wrestling.
he's a football player, and before he retired, I mean, when he retired, he kind of got into wrestling at that point, but
Like everyone before him, Goldberg,
Yeah.
Kevin Green, Steve McMichael for crying out loud.
Yeah.
But actually, I found out why Steve McMichael went into WCW. It's because Eric Bischoff was a mark for him. Yeah. So Eric Bischoff thought that Steve McMichael was the bee's knees, basically. He thought he was the shiznit. And yeah, it was a big mark for him. Would wear like the Chicago Bear jerseys and everything. I was like, wow, because that dude was a fan of his.
He was a fan of his. That's why I ended up signing him to WCW and trying to turn him into a wrestler.
From a football player to a wrestler. Yep.
Steve
won a couple of Super Bowl. Well, he only won one Super Bowl, I thought. Maybe two.
The Bears only won that Bears defense only won one, I think, in '85.
Okay. So, but yeah, so Eric Bischoff
with the Bears, but yeah, but
Eric Bischoff was a total mark for him. I did not know that. I did not know that Eric Bischoff was a mark for Steve McMichael. I did not know that. I never knew how Steve McMichael came in. He just kind of appeared one day.
He showed up and it's like, hey, I'm here. Can I wrestle? Oh, I can wrestle? Okay, great. You know, you gonna pay me?
Be a part of the Four Horsemen because apparently he turned on Kevin Green, who they were partnering up. And I know Kevin Green was trying to like dip his toes into wrestling as well, but he was still a football player. He still played football, whereas Steve McMichael didn't. He retired from football. And then Kevin Green was kind of like dipping his toes in. He would come out, he would show up for Nitro. And then it was a match between him and Ric Flair and I think Chris Benoit on Nitro, and then he turns on Kevin Green and becomes a Four Horseman.
Yeah. And I don't know.
So what kind of royal family is Pat McAfee a part of?
I don't know. That's
why. Riddle me this, Batman.
Yeah, because Randy initially said, and he kind of intimated that, because that's Cody's beginning of his entrance, wrestling as more than one royal family. So
right.
But then
and we know Randy's the other part of that because his father, grandfather were all in wrestling. Bob Orton Sr. was in wrestling. Bob Orton Jr., of course, is Randy's father. He was a wrestler. And, of course, Randy Orton is a wrestler. And I would be curious to see if Randy's his daughter is, 17, almost 18.
He had kids with his first wife, and now he has a second wife. So that his kids with his first wife would be teenagers or almost adults by now. So will one of his kids with his first wife get into wrestling? Possibly, and become fourth generation. But
I hope it ends up better than The Rock.
Oh God, yeah, his daughter Ava was terrible. I mean, they trained her for 3 years. She kept getting hurt every few, so she barely trained as it was. Eventually, just put her on TV and. She's terrible. And then she had one match. It was so bad that she never wrestled again on TV. And she ended up being NXT general manager for like 3 years. And then her contract was up. She left. I'm like, credit to her.
Repo, baby.
Yeah, credit to her because she had a job for life there, honestly. Because
and actually, if you listen to some of the stories about Chief Maivia, they were scared of him. He would actually eat you.
Yeah,
he's like a step down from cannibalism. Like they really feared him. They sincerely feared that man. He's like, he started dolling on this one guy who was like, pissing him off or whatever, yelling obscenities at him, and he just started eating him. I'd be like, ooh, stay away from me. I wouldn't mess with that dude.
So Yeah, so for some reason, Pat McAfee gets thrown into this, and now so the story is what was Pat McAfee manipulating Randy Orton this whole time into turning into Cody? That's what it turning on Cody. That's what it seems like. The
Yeah, he's
story that
become Palpatine.
yeah,
He's
so
pulling the strings behind Darth Vader. Yeah,
which makes no sense
which
because
makes no sense.
Why Randy Orton take Pat McAfee seriously enough where yeah you're right I should we got to save wrestling from people like Cody and and I have to destroy Cody Rhodes and blah blah blah. It's like
Because Pat
but what,
McAfee is not a wrestler; he's a football
yeah
player
yeah so why would Randy take him seriously
and commentator.
yeah so why would he take him seriously enough to turn on Cody Rhodes who basically mentored for years and now what is Pat McAfee going to help Randy Orton become champion and do what? Are they going to be a team? They're going to have more wrestlers join a stable? Is that what's going to
Like
happen?
the NWO. I guess that's why
Yeah,
maybe I'm seeing a lot of NWO stuff.
yeah, that's because
Please don't
that's
do
the
the
only way.
NWO thing.
Because Pat McAfee isn't going to pull a rock and disappear from television after what happened last year, if you remember. So Elimination Chamber. So he's going to be around, but the question is, what is this? Because this is going to be a stable. Is Randy going to get like a few young wrestlers and try to reboot Legacy or have a new stable while Randy's champion or what? Because at this point, the only thing that makes sense to elevate younger talent. So to use Randy to elevate younger talent, and
Right,
eventually Cody gets the belt back down the line. But
right, because Randy's no spring chicken anymore. I mean, he's in his 40s.
yeah,
I'm not saying that he's 50. He's almost 50. Kind of like Punk. Punk is almost 50. Is Drew in his 40s?
Yeah.
I know Cody is because Cody's 1 year older than us.
A lot. It's a lot of WWE. The top WWE wrestlers are all late 30s, early to mid 40s. So
right, and that's good. I'm glad they're not in AEW killing themselves for Tony Khan. But I mean, but yeah, getting a younger talent. Like I'm glad that Obafemi is part of WrestleMania. I think he's going to go places, and I think he should. I think he definitely should go places. He's,
no doubt.
Have
Roman
you seen
Reigns,
him? He's like Brock Lesnar plus. Ouch.
Yeah, Roman Reigns, another one who's in his 40s too, so he's been around.
Yep, Roman Reigns. Yeah. His name is Joe too, right?
Yeah, Joe Anawahi. So that's its full name. Yeah. So
well, and they were talking about wrestling families, and this is where I don't know if it is Joe. I don't think it is, but I think it's someone posing as Joe on X.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a picture of Kurt there who he looks like Wade Ferris or not he looks like Farrell, Wayne Farrell.
Yeah.
Like that's not Kurt Hennig. And then the picture beside it is I'm like, who the hell is that? That's not Joe. That looks nothing like Joe. What the hell? So they were talking about wrestling families. I said the only family that I have ever liked would be the Hennig family. They would be number one to me. The second one would probably be the Hart family, Bret Hart, Owen and everybody else. And then probably Cody, Dusty. But I wouldn't put the Samoans first. I would put them more down the line a little bit. But you could argue and say, Brett and Kurt's family were probably number one, number two. But I would say Kurt's family is better. Sorry. Yeah. That family, I think, but you cannot say anything about anybody except for the Harts. You have to put in the Hart family.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at this picture going, what the hell is that? That's not Joe. That doesn't even look like Joe. And yeah, I did get a response and I was glad to help Joe. But I mean, I don't think that was Joe because he probably would have said, oh, I'd love to come on your show dedicated to my dad, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So that makes no sense. Then I wonder what they're going to do the next couple of weeks because this for WrestleMania, because I assume this match is going to main event night 1 because Roman Reigns always main events night 2. So it's like,
I was going to say they're probably going to put Punk into night 2 if they're doing Cody and Randy on night 1.
Yeah, no doubt. So it's just off. I don't like Pat McAfee in this. Like, Really?
I have no idea why he's there. I mean, if he's
Apparently,
Palpatine,
yeah, he's the one. It seems like he's the one manipulating Randy Orton into turning on Cody and listening to his voices again and
but what
doing all
family
this
is he
shit.
talking about? There is no he's not part of a royal family. Unless
Unless
they're
there's
going to
something
have a
else to
stable
this.
coming about
Yeah.
royal families.
Yeah, unless there's something else to this. There's
What are
something
you
that
talking
we don't see yet. We haven't seen yet, and it's coming down the line. Because if not, if it's just Pat McAfee manipulating Randy Orton, it's just gonna be bad. I'm not gonna like it because it's not good.
I have
Randy has
no
no
idea
reason. He has no reason to take Pat McAfee seriously, so that's why it doesn't make any
because he's
sense.
not part of a family. He's not second generation. He's not
Yeah.
third generation. He's
Mhm.
not fourth generation.
So
Pat McAfee is an ex football player.
yeah, that's ultimately what
Turned
he is. He's an
commentator.
ex-football player.
He's not even a
And
wrestler.
yeah, he had a match last year
With
with his
Gunther.
last Gunther. Yeah, Gunther beat him. He gave him some spots, of course, but Gunther eventually beat him. Choked him out.
I mean,
But
he got the best out of Pat McAfee as he could. Okay.
yeah,
Again, Pat McAfee. It's these football players, and Goldberg thought he was the bee's knees too.
hmm
Goldberg, you sucked. He only lasted in the ring for like a minute, and that's on a good day. And that's because he only knew 3 moves. And yet they
yeah,
pushed
the name,
Goldberg to the moon, you know?
yeah, it was just total accident how he got over because it was the black trunks, black tights, goatee, bald head, like Steve Austin, but
Yeah, he was trying to be a Steve Austin wannabe, and that's who they
yeah,
thought was going to be their Steve Austin. Except
yeah,
that Steve Austin knew how to wrestle.
yeah,
Goldberg
and
did it.
Goldberg didn't say anything. He beats everybody up and walks away, and the fans were kind of curious, and he started getting over by accident. So it's like, yeah, let's go with this. But I think who was it? It was either Kevin Sullivan or Arnett. Somebody in the back said, "Yeah, but he can't wrestle. He can't do anything." And it's like, doesn't matter. We still push him. That's the worst
Yeah, I
that can
think it
happen.
was Kevin Sullivan, probably.
Yeah, yeah, because he is
Well,
like,
then
oh,
make him a part of the 4 Horsemen, for fuck's
yeah,
sake.
he can't. Yeah, but he can't actually wrestle. He can only do what you see in the ring, like for 2 minutes. He can't actually have a match. It's like, oh, it doesn't matter. Still push him. He's
And
getting
he also
over.
was hurting people.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that's a major
Brett
issue.
said he hurt Kurt.
Yeah.
And Kurt was, telling him, like, oh, man, I'm so sore. Yeah, Brett told that story. I don't remember where he told it, but someone said that Brett was saying how, no, it was Brett himself. But I don't remember if it was titlematch.com. I heard that, or
It might have.
Behind the Mat or something.
Yeah, Brett never misses opportunity to shit on Bill Goldberg. So
I would too if he kicked me in the head.
He ended his career 10 years too early, I would argue. Because
and the fact that he hurt Kurt Hennig, that pissed me off. I was like, fuck you, Goldberg. Fuck you forever.
Yeah, because if Brett didn't have the stroke, he would have wrestled another 10 years at least. And most of that would have been in TNA because no way he would come back to Vince after what he did to him in 2001. So if Brett were able to go, he'd probably end up in TNA. Even if he would have made less money, he wouldn't have cared. He just wanted to help a company take down Vince. A very unlikely way it would happen, but still, I mean, he would have joined TNA most likely. But
and they didn't bury the hatchet till 2010.
Yeah.
Was that when Brett came on again?
Yeah, it's when Brett he did the DVD. I think I have that the DVD set.
I think I do too.
Yeah, the best there is, the best there was, and the best ever will.
Someone gave it to me as a birthday present, I think, because they thought I liked Bret Hart. And I'm like, I mean, Bret Hart's okay. I like Kurt Hennig. And they're like, well, you have everything about Kurt Hennig. I'm like, I'm sorry. Yeah. I had everything that was Mr. Perfect. Can I help it? No. I have all kinds of shit. Look behind me. I'll take my settings off here.
And then he got inducted to the Hall of Fame like a year or two after that. But
you see, I have Kurt Hennig everywhere.
Yeah. So Brett would have definitely gone to TNA if when WCW fell apart. So, but yeah, this whole thing with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton and Pat McAfee makes no sense. And it's gonna be, and if it's just Pat McAfee and Randy Orton at WrestleMania and nothing else happens, it's gonna be terrible. Randy's going to be the champion most likely, and Pat McAfee's going to be Palpatine, as you put it. So
Palpatine, yes.
Yeah, Palpatine.
But it doesn't make sense. He's like, you know, the pulling the strings behind Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Are we saying that Randy Orton's Darth Vader?
I guess so. Apparently, the reason why Pat McAfee is involved with this, and I don't know how true this is internet stuff, but allegedly it was Ari Emanuel, the head of TKO, that insisted that Pat McAfee be involved in this angle. Allegedly.
What? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Get someone like DiBiase Jr. or something.
ICBC. Yeah, but it just makes no sense. I mean, Ari Emanuel insisted on it because they need to buy more they need more people to purchase WrestleMania, those overly priced WrestleMania tickets. So if Pat McAfee, who's a big star, he's a big podcaster. So
yeah, but how? I mean, nobody talks about. I mean, no one's like, "Yay, Pat McAfee!" You know?
Yeah, which is why Cody cut that promo on SmackDown. Who was it? Something to the effect of, "What if they're going? What are they going to fire me again? Because you can't fire me again." Referencing Ari Emanuel because, he insisted Pat McAfee. I don't remember the exact verbiage Cody used because I watched it, but I forgot. But it was a shot at TKO and Ari Emanuel in particular because he's fucked up their main event again for the second year in a row because he was the one last year that insisted The Rock show up in Elimination Chamber because they needed to draw a house. So Ari Emanuel fucked Cody's match main event 2 years in a row. So,
well, I am looking forward to not so much Jane Cargill, but at least we have Rhea Ripley finally by herself.
Yeah.
We can finally get the stupid bullshit, oh, I love you, Io Sky. Oh, I love you. Oh, check out. Just wrestle.
Yeah.
And Stephanie Valcour, she's with Liv Morgan, right?
Yeah, she's working Liv Morgan at me.
All right, let's go, Steph. If they do the right thing, they should keep her champion. Steph deserves to be champion, but Liv Morgan. Could it be Rhea Ripley? But you can't draw straws at this.
Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, I mean, WrestleMania is going to be brutal this year. It's not going to be good. I mean, look at this card. I mean, who? What are you excited about other than the main events? And even then, they fucked the Cody and Randy match unless they have a swerve or a surprise that makes it good.
I wouldn't be surprised if The Rock came back. Is anyone going to be surprised if The Rock goes to WrestleMania?
Mm-hmm.
No.
They need to draw a house. They have I Show Speed and this other fucking rapper with Trick Williams heading into his match with Sami Zayn for the U.S. title.
Jelly Roll, like he's the greatest wrestler to ever happen.
And Jelly Roll, he's going to do something at Mania. I'm not sure you have a match or he's going to just beat up one of their job guys and, and celebrate with the fans afterwards. I don't know, but yeah, WWE, TKO's version of WWE has fully been invaded by celebrities. You thought WCW in 2001 or 2000 were bad with David Arquette. This is like
even
worse.
Jay Leno.
Yeah.
And Dennis Rodman. I mean, I didn't really watch Dennis Rodman. I do remember that he had in TNA, and he's going into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
like they think he's the best thing since sliced bread. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he did have that thing in Australia with Kurt.
Yeah.
Where I was like, who's the heel and who's the babyface? They're cheering for Kurt.
Yeah.
Then they booed Kurt. I'm like, wait, what? You're booing him, but you're cheering him, then you're booing him. We'll make up your mind. Which is it? You can't do the same. You can't do both at once.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just not. I'm not. I can only matches that I'm interested in the two main events: the Oba Brock match and maybe Rhea Ripley and. Yeah, only Rhea Ripley versus the other girl. I forget her name. Jade. Yeah, Jesus. I mean, Jade has done nothing ever since she became champion. I mean, she just stands around and says,
"I'm done with her." But no,
So
they
she
have.
just
I mean,
says,
she can't do the job. She can't. She came from AEW. I'm sorry. So put her in NXT,
yeah, they just rushed
just like
her.
they did
She
with
didn't have.
Mariah May.
Yeah,
Maria
yeah.
May, whatever the hell her name is.
She spent. Jade Cargill spent zero, not a single match on a single appearance in NXT. It was train, 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 and bring her up to the main roster. She spent a year and a half with Bianca, being tag team champions. Bianca did all the work. She came in and, scraped up and beat up the other girls and then pinned them. So Bianca was the workhorse of that team. And I don't know what happened to Bianca, by the way. She's just vapor, gone. She's been out
Apparently, she's
for,
hurt. I think
yes,
that's what Jim Cornette and them said, is that she's hurt.
yeah, she has to be because she was one of the top girls in WWE before she just disappeared and never heard from her again. So something had to happen to her, whether she's hurt or, 'cause I know they didn't fire her because then that would have made the news. So she's definitely still
Right.
with WWE. It's just that apparently she's hurt because I think she may have worked last year's Mania and then disappeared again right after that. So when Triple H took over the book, she was gone for a long time. She came back, had the match at Mania last year, and disappears again. So
Well, and I don't know if
like,
it's true, but I did see on X, this could just be bunk, that Stephanie McMahon announced that her and Triple H are gone after WrestleMania.
yeah,
Did you
that's
see
probably,
that too?
yeah, I saw that, but it's probably nonsense
Yeah, it's
because
probably bunk because, I mean, you can't have anything without Triple H. That's why he took over. He took over for Vince. No, who's going to be the
so
booker? Fucking Ariel
the
Emanuel?
no, the only other one that's is his lieutenant is Bruce Pritchard. Pritchard will probably take the book.
Probably. And
Yeah,
then we'll have, the 90s all over again.
no.
Not that that's a bad thing, but not with this group.
If Triple H leaves for whatever reason or gets fired, the next one in line is Bruce Pritchard. Or
Okay.
on that Brian Gewirtz, who's the Rock's patsy.
Oh, Jesus. Which would even be
So
worse. Then we'll have The Rock
yeah,
back making no
yeah,
sense and no storylines.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Like, just
Either gonna be
go away.
Bruce. It's gonna be Bruce or that Brian Gewirtz guy who's a patsy for the Rock. So it's like, yeah,
Well, there
so
you
it's not
go.
gonna be good no matter what, unless Vince comes back, which is very unlikely. I'm not even going to. I mean,
Oh, good question. Get rid of the Is it possible that Ariel Emanuel and TK are sabotaging Triple H and his creative team on purpose to get rid of them, I'm guessing, and make way for The Rock and Brian Gewirtz?
I think
Gewirtz, sorry.
that
I
Gewirtz.
didn't mean to butcher
Gewirtz
the
too.
name.
I
It's
mean,
possible, but
that's a theory that we had when. That's the theory people had when Triple H first took over because The Rock was hanging around and Brian Gewirtz got added to the creative team right after that. So there was immediately some grumblings that, yeah, it's very likely Brian Gewirtz is going to take over
I
and
mean,
trying to force Triple H out.
the only reason why Danhausen is on there is because he knows CM Punk, and CM
Yeah,
Punk
he's
really
boys
took a
with Punk.
liking to him. Other
Yeah,
than that, it's just like, well, I curse you, and I'm like,
yeah, that's
come
all he
on,
does.
really? This is not AEW. If the guy's not going to wrestle,
I
then
don't
get rid
know.
of him.
I didn't know this until I saw a video, but apparently Ari Emanuel and Rahm Emanuel are brothers.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, I didn't
I
know
was
that
like, what?
either.
Rahm Emanuel, Ari Emanuel are brothers, and I looked at their pictures. Like, yeah, they do look alike. So I'm not. I would believe that. So
I don't know if they are trying to sabotage Triple H on purpose. I think Triple H has White House ambitions, and I hate to say that, but I mean, with Linda McMahon being all up in the White House, I just think he has other ambitions other than WCW, WWE. I know Triple H didn't like WCW. It didn't last very long right there in there. As Terra Ryzen.
he left rather
What
quickly.
the fuck? I'm like, that's Triple H. I don't know how to feel about that question, but good question though. I just don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, especially if Triple H does have ambitions outside of pro wrestling, and he's
And
already
it could
hanging
be
around
that
the White
him and
House.
Stephanie just have decided that they're going to step aside and let Bruce have it. I don't know. Bruce wasn't he the booker in the 90s? He was
Well,
on the creative team
he helped
with
Vince book
him, yeah.
from the late 80s all the way to like 2005 when he got crossed with Stephanie and Vince fired him after that point. If you remember that story, him and Stephanie were like doing this, and Vince chose his daughter over Bruce, even though Bruce been there since like the 80s working for Vince. So he eventually brought him back, but it was like 7, 8 years afterwards. So
well, and as Jim Cornette says, I mean, he's a total ass kisser anyway. So he probably went, please, Vince, let me come back. But I always like the brother love, or as Gorilla used to call him, blubber love. Actually, that was Piper. That was Piper.
The whole red makeup was Vince ribbing Bruce. Like he told the makeup girl, make him all red, just make him red.
But they were making fun of televangelists of the time, so it kind of made sense, they were. I love you.
I love you too, Steph.
No, brother love.
Yeah,
way before you came, brother.
Yeah, Vince was ribbing him. That's why he had that red makeup, and they stuck with it because it worked. So
Bruce Pritchard, and actually Tom Pritchard, who is Bruce's brother, he was actually a wrestler. Where Bruce was kind of like in the back of the, kind of like Lanny, like Randy Savage was the wrestler, and Lanny was kind of in the background. Not that Lanny didn't know how to wrestle, he did. In fact, Lanny was going to be like the new Gorgeous George, because I didn't know this. Randy Savage bought that gimmick. I did not know that, because Lanny even had his hair all like, he dyed his hair blonde and everything. He was going to be the new Gorgeous George, and it fell through. It never happened.
Yeah. Good to see your face again, too, Steph.
Well, I didn't. Like I said, yesterday was like my day of rest, because I have to have a day of rest where I rest my eyes from my contacts. And I don't like being on camera with my glasses. I don't have a glasses face, and I don't like that. No. So, I tend to want, and because I didn't have one last week and I didn't have the one the week before. So I was like, well, I have to rest my eyes from my contacts, or bad things will happen. My eyes will get all kinds of dry, like they are. Big time. I have issues with like my sinuses in my eyes. So, and right now with the weather the way it is, my sinuses are just kind of making a comeback.
Yeah, I think are awful. So, yeah, WrestleMania is going to suck this year, except for the matches I mentioned.
But we'll be watching it.
Yeah, we'll watch it, but it's not going to be good. We got to review it anyways.
What?
Randy Orton better win at least.
He's probably going to win that belt.
He's probably going to win the belt, yeah. Because, Cody is better at chasing it.
Yeah. So he's probably going to.
Like his dad. He's like his dad in that, Dusty always chased it.
Hopefully he also does the knee punt move.
He hasn't done that punting yet. But, yeah, I mean, that would be a full, like, complete heel turn there. Before we go to the clips, I mean, not wrapping up the show, we're going to I just wanted to say we'll be back next week to preview WrestleMania, because because the next week after that is WrestleMania. So we'll be on the 18th or the 19th.
And Thropo guy, I wouldn't say they're ambitions, but he has been doing a lot of White House appearances, and I think that's because Linda McMahon is his mother-in-law, and he kind of has to play the game. Well, I hate to bring the pun into it, but I mean, he has to play the game.
Triple H is also part of Trump's advisors, for fitness. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a part of that commission too in the White House.
Okay. But it's because of Linda McMahon. Linda McMahon is the education secretary, or she wants poor kids to.
By the way, is Trump really in the hospital today?
No.
What?
No, you didn't hear about the rumors.
There's rumors all day that Trump said Walter Reed, and he's not. It's just phony. It's just bullshit. Twitter.
I haven't heard such a thing. They would have that everywhere. Trust me, it'd be all over every news broadcast.
These are random accounts claiming that Trump is dying at Walter Reed Memorial in Washington.
Do we still not know if Netanyahu's dead or not?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Ask Snow Himbo.
Yeah, I don't think he's dead, but you never know. You know, these days
But
with
that's-
AI, it's
That's
But, like,
why I
why
say.
haven't they told us yet? I mean, why they've given us no reason to believe that he's alive. So
yeah. So yeah, just modern wrestling. Look, I've been thinking more and more about this before we go to clips. Modern wrestling is WWE, AEW,
I
even
need to have
TNA.
old WWF just to have a palate cleanser.
Like,
well,
like
that's why we watch the clips.
it,
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar. That is going to be good. I do like Oba. I do think that I would like to see more from him. I hope they push him. Now, I feel bad because Brock I heard is cleared, but then I didn't hear any more about Brock Lesnar. Braun Breaker. Excuse me, Braun Breaker. I heard he was cleared for Mania, but that could have been just bonk. The stupid
That's
dirt
more
sheets
internet
just
stuff,
making stuff
probably,
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
The dirt sheets are always wrong, so don't listen to them. We talk about it and speculate, but they're always wrong.
I was going to say
so
because they said he was cleared, but then I never heard if Braun was going to come back and have that thing with Seth Rollins because that is the real feud because it was Braun who speared Seth Rollins.
Talking about that, they stuck Seth with Gunther at WrestleMania, like randomly. It's like, why would Gunther have any interest in wrestling Seth Rollins? He didn't do anything to him.
Well, they're just trying to put him on.
I know
WrestleMania.
they got to get both of them on the card. It's like, fuck it, put them together in a match. It'll be good at least.
I thought it was Logan Paul though. I thought Logan Paul was no, he's part of that.
They stuck Logan Paul in that celebrity match.
Oh,
even though Logan Paul's celebrity too.
Triple Fraud doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
I mean, nobody knows what they're doing over there.
This is why there's a lot of the IWC marks like, oh, can we have Vince back? I thought you guys hated Vince.
I thought you guys hated Vince. I thought Vince lost his freaking mind.
Yeah, he was like senile Vince, they kept calling him. But all right, so we do have to get the clips. So go to the other Rumbles on Twitch, Twitter. What else we're on?
The videos will stay on Twitch and Kick, and not disappear again.
Yeah, so they'll be there. Kick, Twitch. You know what? Let me before we go.
Are they disappearing?
Yeah,
for some reason on Rumble, I don't know why.
No, not on Rumble, but on mainly on Twitch and Kick, that they've disappeared for whatever reason. So.
Oh well, it's all. Yeah, so let's see.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I do want to get to clips, but I also want people to be able to find us. So here we go.
Well, you can find us on Rumble.
So that's the Twitch. Get rid of that. Let's see here. Rumble.
And I hope everyone enjoyed the birthday bash for Kurt.
Yeah.
I still can't believe Angel won that. Of course, Angel does listen to what I say, so I put little clues in there, from time to time.
All right, so there you go. Twitch, Rumble. Join us there if you want. But
little brother, are you coming on April 12th?
Yeah, I already said I'm planning to. So.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay.
I have to send him the link.
Anthro Guy, we usually air tonight, like Saturday at 8. We'll be on next week. Like and subscribe. We won't be on for WrestleMania weekend, obviously. We'll be back after that, the next Saturday after that. At least I expect to. So if we're not on Saturday, we'll be on Sunday at 7. So just click the bell on YouTube, and it should let you know when we're on. So we'll be talking more wrestling soon. But yeah, we do have to go for now. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check us out on the other platforms, Eclipse, and have a nice weekend, everybody. And